Hello, everybody. It's kind of late up here, but I have to get the informations out. I'm want to talking about how do you know that the retrograde planet's actually working good on you. What is the symptoms? What is the cases? What is the situations? And mostly about how you really look at it inside of you of that retrograde planets that comes in and work on it. Before I begin, I want to pause. I want to show you this. It says no worries. Retrograde simply means that take time to review, reconsider, rethink, return for more info to get more information. The retrograde planets basically they shift the energy from the material world, from the ego, from focus into the physical, focus of our own desires, focus from the control that we want to force of whatever we do. Let's say we can force control over the relationship, control at work if you have a high level position, control over the people around us in the family, which just mean parents do this a lot towards the kids. Control also mean if you are in some kind of organization and you controlling people of what they're gonna be doing, and you set up the pace or the stage of what's going on. And during the retrogrades, the whole this energy shifts backwards. What I mean backwards is focusing you to look at it for the divine, you look at it for the soul. That is the most important part. The other part it is that you start shifting that maybe I do over too much control. Maybe I do pushing this person too much if you're at work. You also maybe understand that if you're in a control of a family, you will understand that well, maybe I'm too strong to the kids, or I'm too much controlling my wife or my husband. Maybe I don't give them the freedom of to do the things that they want. Or the other part, if you're working for an organization, for example, you oversee this organization, but this organization you have too much control, and sometimes you don't allow the people who actually they can be capable of doing something to do something. You create the limitations, and when these planets are shifting, you start looking at and you see like maybe I pushed down this person, he maybe knew so much, maybe I should have given a chance for this person to create something, maybe I should have done something else. And this is the parts of the retrogrades that creates all this situation. You to do the review. I know a lot of you ask me about the twin flames, what's going on within the twin flames, and you need to understand the twin flames. It's a very intense, first of all, relationship. And most of the people since that they're not educate, there is no much education of this because there is a very high level of vibrations in love. A lot of people they just kind of like a bolt out, but then during the retrogrades all of a sudden they go back into, and this is really happen with when we have Mercury retrograde. But this video right now I'm making it because we have 4 planets retrograde for 1 week, and those are Mercury, those are Mars, it's the Saturn, and that is Jupiter. And the thing that I want to make this video is because people already start messaging me as usual during the retrogrades, and they start going off the charts because simply that shift from ego to soul start creating problems like I want him to do this, I want her to do this, he has to be awakened, she has to be awakened. It's about time she to commit and commit to the truth. It's about time he to understand we were together in the past lives. Why don't I understand this? Why don't I do this? And start creating this part simply because the ego does not let it go of the part. And this is how you know the retrogrades, they're not working properly on you. And how you know that the retrogrades work properly in you. The retrogrades teach you about patience. No worries. Everything is taken care of through the soul. The soul has to understand first. You have to allow this person to understand what's going on. Let them revise the past. They have to revise it. You don't have to tell them anything. You have to just, if you have a communications, you just have to show them the road, and they have to go and look for it on it. The other thing that the retrogrades telling you is that time. Most of the people who have problems during the retrograde, they kind of like from the ego standpoint, they're like limited on time. Well, my time is running out, I have no patience, I've been waiting for them for 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 20 years. Simply because you don't let it go. You did not allow them to understand the truth in themselves. You try to force them the truth. They have to become the truth in themselves, and this is why the retrogrades are very powerful, because it creates this peace inside of you and the soul. And when that peace entering you, there is no more intense energy between you and your twin flame. You allowed the universe to work this retrograde planet's energy into them, simply so they can go ahead and do the review. They can go ahead and reconsider the things that they did of the actions. They can rethink of the actions that they did, and they can go ahead and return to you for more information. They can go and return into the place. It's like, okay, I understand, I need to get some more information, I need to understand more things. And this is the part of the peace goes on. And this is the part of the retrogrades that they tell us, okay, relax, the universe is in control. It's not you in control anymore. It's not like in a normal energy when everything it's you kind of like controlling, directing, or you kind of like orchestrating to be. Here you understand that the orchestrating comes in from the higher level of powers, and you find your peace because simply you trust and you let it go and you surrender to this. You have this blind faith, and it's like, okay, let it be what it needs to be, the way it's supposed to be, and you just let it go. And this is the part when you have to close your eyes and trust onto the unknown, and you will see that you will find this inner peace inside during the retrogrades. Very important part of the retrogrades is that some of you, when the retrogrades work in a proper way, you can have informations that's gonna comes into you. You will accept this information, you will understand this information. Another thing that's gonna happen during the retrogrades, they work in a good positive way. You're gonna be feel at peace, and you will have the desires to sleep. You will feel the intense energy, you will feel that intense power of the shift, but that's not gonna be too much pressures on you, simply because you become part of the pressure, and that pressure is not on you, that pressure is go someplace else, but that in you, simply because right now you're working with the flow of the retrogrades. And there is this quote that says like, to the warrior, hey, the storm is coming, and the warrior says, well, Just so you know, I am the storm. And this is when you become part of the retrograde energies, you have the peace. The other things will comes up. A lot of people, maybe they can be aggravated and send angry messages. You are just like, okay, well, they have their Mercury retrograde. They haven't let go of the old belief system that they're not in control. They still think that they're in control. Well, they're not. And so they need to learn. They have to learn how to do it. And the very other good part of the retrogrades is that you will feel sleepy. You will feel relaxed. You will feel these vibrations that it's not like before when the first retrograde hit you and you have this intensity now. Now it's a little bit more like one of these big floating things, and you put it in the sea, and now the waves just brings you up and down, and you trust in everything, and you enjoy the sun over you, and you're relaxed. And everybody else, oh my gosh, there is a tsunami going, and you're like, no, there is no tsunami here. Not on my beach. In your beach, maybe there is a tsunami, but not on mine. And that is the part of the individual work of the Aquarius age, that these powers, they work individually to an individual person, depend of the level of understanding how to navigate these energies, how to work with it. And another good part of finding out the retrogrades, how they work, specifically within the twin flames, is you don't have anymore this inner desire. She has to wake up, he has to wake up. It's time for her or for him to do the things. You will say one thing: it's up to her and God. It's up to him and God. You allowed the God power show to go in and teach them. Not you. And then you will receive this peace because finally you let it go of this intensity. You allow the things to happen the way they're supposed to happen. Simply because in the soul connections, everything is upside down. First, you find the peace in the soul, and the peace in the soul brings the two hearts. And when the two parts of the soul and the two hearts comes together, then there is a call for the bodies to meet again, to be together, because simply the souls, they're already calling to each other all the time. But you understand this call in the souls when you are at peace during the retrogrades, because during the retrogrades the energy is matching the soul energy, and this is the part of you not to be angry, you to not to be screamed, not to be yelled, not to be pissed off, or the worst part, you to say, you know what, I had enough, I'm gonna cut my cords and I'm gonna be no more connection. And guess what, you find out you cannot cut the connection with your twin, you cannot cut this part, simply because it's already been made. It's been made long time ago. When you try to disconnect or try anything, it goes more deep, and then the next day it's like, oh my gosh, how can I do this? You do this because during the retrogrades you to give up these old parts of you, and you to become part of the new, part of the things that for example, somebody tells you, well, there's gonna be a war, and you're like, what's the big deal if there's gonna be a war? It's not me under control. I'm not in the military, I'm not in the president, I'm not nobody. They're responsible for everything they do. I don't have to live in fear. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And the people will look at you strange. But deep inside of you, you understand that you have no controls over. Why you have to worry about something you have no control? Simply because life living on fear, it's much more different than life living in love. The fear always can create portion that creates limitations. The love just like, okay, if something will happen, it happen. I have no control over. Why do I have to worry about it? But I can love. I can be love myself to everybody around. And this part of the retrogrades helps to evolve. It gives you the energy you to evolve. If you've been in relationships or you struggle with the relationships, especially the people, and I had a text today, from someone. She texted me like, well, he asked me what we were in a past life, and I just simply respond to her, well, okay, he's angry, he's mad, and he asking you about this. Well, just ask him how come he knows about past lives. And here is the thing that when you have those kind of communications of aggravations between two individuals, specifically during the retrogrades, you learn to bring the peace. And I reply back to that person, it's like, hey, listen, just give him to God. Let God teach him. It's not you. You maybe try something, they don't listen, and that's fine. Just give him to God, let that listen, and you'll find your peace. And this is why I make this video right now for those retrogrades is, if you feel tensions, if you feel pressures, if you feel like this power inside of you that wants you to move, to do something, and it's you to have desired outcome, you to be under control, you to be putting things. This is the power of the ego, that it's been triggered inside of you to react that way. And this is the part when you learn that you make mistakes and you have to go ahead and do things. How do we learn about this retrogrades? Is because we went through a lot of retrogrades for the past 3-4 years, and every retrograde has its own different intensity. But after we review what we done of the one retrograde, and we know the next retrograde what to do, we know what to reconsidering right now. We already learned from the previous retrograde that no more anger. That part is done. It's learned, no more. We already returned back to Saturn retrograde. We need more information. We need to understand more things. So Saturn right now, it's opening more new knowledge, more new secrets open up to us. So a lot of the people can get more and more information on it. And this is the part of you who are awakened person, understands the energy, understand what's going on. You to focus again on your peace. Bringing your peace inside of you will bring the peace around the people around you. It will bring the peace on the place you work. It will bring your peace into the family, if you're the parent with the kids, simply because you're not reinforcing so many rules. It will bring a peace at your work if you're on a kind of like a high level position, simply because you're like, okay, let me try this person, let me give them the chance, because now we're not reacting from the ego, you're reacting from the soul, and your soul give you this piece of giving the others an opportunity to evolve. That's what those retrogrades are. You to give the opportunity for others to evolve. You give opportunity to your twin flame, to your soulmate, to your partner, to your spouse, to your co-worker, boss to a worker, or huge manager to a supervisor, those kind of type of things, because you start thinking from soul level, not from the ego level, when you think that I will control everything. I'm the control freak. I need to control everything. You comes in to give it a chance and opportunity for others to evolve. Because of normal life, you put this ego over them. If that is your partner, wife, husband, or boyfriend, girlfriend, if this is at work, this is if you're a supervisor, you have those people there under you. You're so strict, you're pushing them too much. If you're a manager, let's say you have 2-3 supervisors, you keeping them so much in control without doing the one important thing for work. And the most important thing for work is actually to ask one important question. That important question is how can I make your job easier? And this is the part that these questions during the retrograde is also you asking yourself, how can I make my personal inner work job for me more easier? It's simply you gave the control to the soul. You look at it from soul level, and then everything else, it's gonna be matched on different positions. But that happens during the retrogrades. When we have shift from retrogrades to the direct motions, then our life goes back into that ego, and now we have to apply it what we learn during the retrogrades back into the material world. But this time we have to apply that knowledge. We have to do this change, and when we do the change, we evolve. And that's how the retrograde planets, the retrograde energy exists for this part, to shift us from soul to ego, so we can make the comparison and we can evolve. And that's why people ask me about the twin flames. Is like why the one person is married, or the both persons there in marriage. Okay, if you don't understand normal marriage, how would you understand soul marriage? You have no base of comparison. You don't understand what happened. You don't understand that those two individuals, they're connected in soul vibrations. And it takes time you to understand. It takes time you to review, you to reconsider the things, to rethink the things. Okay, there's something strange happened. And that's why this retrograde, they help on these parts of it. And I want to finish with this, that see how you're reacting on those retrogrades. If you are with peace, harmony, love, if you feel surrendering, if you feel like I don't care, I'm not wherever, it's very important word, whatever. It's a part of the gate that's open of you to let it go, to happen what needs to be happen. You are on the right road with this energy right now. You will be told what you need to do, and when you accept what you need to do, then the change, the power of change will come in inside, and then you will feel what it feels like that when you do the change. And that is the way you understand how the retrogrades works inside of you. And if you feel more tense, if you feel more under pressure, if you feel more screaming, yelling, trying to proving point of view, or forcing things over the others, that's mean that your soul asking you for change, but the ego does not let it go. And this is the part when a lot of the people, they make mistakes, and specifically during the Mercury retrograde, they say, well, I'm sorry, it was just Mercury retrograde period, you can blame on the planet as much as you want to. So it is what it is. I hope that video helped you out. I hope this retrograde things become more clearly for you, and I hope that everything's gonna be okay for you. Be love.